name is Akua. I'd like to talk to you about my new CD. It's self-titled Akua Dixon. It features arrangements that I've done over the last years for string ensemble. The first song on the CD is the Haitian fight song and features my dear friend John Blake Jr. on violin. John and I have worked together since the early 70s, and this has been 40 years of my recording with the string quartet in jazz. It's been wonderful to bring him back again to play with me as a featured soloist on this CD. The Haitian fight song, written by Charles Mingus, is a wonderful blues and goes through several different moods. It has a blues, it has a stop time, and has a really fast tempo that I think really just invigorates you and lets you understand and feel the rhythm of jazz in string instruments. The second piece on the CD is entitled Alone Together and features the cello playing the melody. Traditionally in a string quartet, the violin plays the melody and the other instruments accompany the first violin. This quartet has such strong players. Our violist, Miss Ina Paris, is from Cuba, and she really has a strong, passionate rhythm for this bolero, and she sets the bass line so wonderfully so that I can actually phrase the melody. The third selection is entitled Freedom and is written by Duke Ellington. I had the wonderful opportunity to perform with Duke Ellington for his 75th birthday, and that inspired me to go out and learn more about African American music and to try to play it on my cello. Freedom is one of the earliest arrangements that I did back in the 70s, and two of the movements are from Duke Ellington's Sacred Concert No. 2. The middle movement is a gospel walk that I added. Over the years of having a string quartet, I've had some wonderful players to work with, and Regina Carter is back again, featured on this particular piece. This fourth song is entitled It Never Entered My Mind. It's written by Richard Rodgers. Growing up in New York City, after the conservatory, I wound up working on Broadway and getting into the Great American Songbook. This particular piece is one of my favorites, and I've arranged it for voice, string quartet, and bass. The fifth selection on this CD is entitled A Gozar con mi combo and is written by Israel Cachao Lopez. I did many concerts with Cachao and just absolutely love his music. Freelancing in New York, I played everything from James Brown to jazz to classical music to Latin music and played with a lot of great Latin bands. And of course, Cachao, Cuban bassist, had to be one of my favorites. The maestro was just a fantastic inspiration to me as a player, and I just had to do this piece of his for the string ensemble. This gives everybody on the CD a chance to play, because John is back. The regular members of Quartet Indigo, Patricia Tomasini, Gwen Laster, Ina Paris, myself, Regina Carter also was joining us on this number, and the magnificent Kenny Davis on bass. The sixth selection on the CD is entitled Moon River by Henry Mancini. This classic from the Great American Songbook is arranged for string quartet. I've had the opportunity to write arrangements for many different events during the course of my career. I wrote this classic for the Made in New York Awards. They were looking for songs that were from movies that had been filmed in New York City. This one, Moon River, is from Breakfast at Tiffany's. This seventh song is entitled Libertango and was written by Astor Piazzolla. Doing this arrangement gave me a chance to get away from my jazz roots and to study a little bit about tangos and to embrace the tango and bring it into my world where there's improvisation for a string quartet. Jazz initially just encompassed the blues, work songs, and moved on through swing and through bebop and into today's music. And there's a lot of Latin jazz going on, especially for brass and wind instruments. So this gave me an opportunity to take the tango and add an improvised section and use it for string quartet. I added Regina Carter on violin as my special guest. Lush Life is the next song on the CD, and it's a classic by Billy Strayhorn, one of my favorite pieces and a very difficult vocal song to sing. You know, I've had the opportunity to write arrangements for a lot of different people, and this one I wrote quite a while ago and has been sitting in my closet, and I just had not had a chance to record it myself until this particular CD. I'm joined by Andromeda Touré on voice, and she really does a wonderful job on this arrangement. The ninth selection on this piece is Besame Mucho by Consuelo Velazquez. This string quartet arrangement features our first violinist, Patricia Tomasini. Of course, string quartets do a lot of weddings, and along our journey playing together, someone commissioned me to write this arrangement for their wedding. Patricia is a fantastic violinist, and this particular arrangement features her with cadenzas in the beginning and the end that a classical player would really enjoy playing. There are two improvised solos also on Besame Mucho by Patricia Tomasini and Ina Paris. The last selection on the CD is entitled Poinciana. It's from the Great American Songbook and written by Nat Simon. It features the melody in the viola, played by Miss Ina Paris, and solos by Ina and by Gwen Laster. I have to say that when you listen to a CD, that the programming and the order of the songs has to take you from the first song to the second song to the third song with a wonderful flow. And I have to give a special thanks to my darling Awilda Rivera, who is a radio broadcaster for WBGO. She took all of the songs and put them in the most wonderful order for your listening pleasure. Thank you so much for listening. The CD will be available online, and please check my website, www.akuadixon.com.